All right. Hello, I'm finally filming a video that has been on my mind for over half a year now. So I'm filming this video because of the short life update for everyone who's been interested on Instagram. I know that I kind of started sharing way less of personal experiences and moments, and I think that kind of grew in me over time. And I start noticing that I share less and less of personal things on Instagram. But as my child is growing, as my daughter is growing, as my family is growing, I really want to film more sit-down videos, to slow down and to kind of have this therapeutical talk with myself. And I'm now in a perfect setting to that. We're in British Columbia. Yes, we are traveling again. And I believe at that point, this is not just traveling, this is the lifestyle that we're living. And I finally can say to myself what this kind of lifestyle is about, what are we doing and where we're heading. So yeah, this is a slow sit down video with me. So grab yourself a coffee or a tea, get yourself some cookies or something that you would like to eat, and let's catch up because I really needed this and I feel like I really have a lot to share and it's going to be therapeutical for all of us involved. So where do I even begin? First of all, you've probably known me from my Instagram or because we have worked together, and because I have shared so little over the past 1.5 years online, I feel like I've lost so many connections and genuine connections and even friendships along the way. And I feel like it's time for me to kind of wrap everything up, everything that happened, and have a little recap for everyone here. And I feel like Instagram lately is a very short-term content, so YouTube it is. I really wanted to talk more to the camera and to express my feelings and thoughts, and I feel like it's the best way possible. So here I am in front of the camera talking about everything what happened lately and all of my thoughts. So my family has had a primarily base in Dubai, I would call it this way. This was just me and my husband. We have had an incredible life, very fast-paced life. I still love Dubai for the city that it is. I feel like it's one of the best cities in the world if we talk about bigger megapolises. However, when I got pregnant, almost after knowing the news, almost I would say in 1 or 2 months, we have made a decision to move out. This decision did not come easy to us. We were actually at the point where we were looking at properties at that time, and we were thinking if we would ever want to settle and if we would want to imagine our family there. To be honest, everything that I've seen, everything that I have kind of thought I can afford didn't really match the life of my dreams. I couldn't imagine my family living there. I couldn't imagine my daughter going to the kindergarten there. Another reasons why we moved out was because we would never get citizenship there, so it didn't feel right, even though our family was still in Europe, so that was pretty close. It's not too far away from Dubai. It's like 6 to 7 hour flights, 5-hour flights. However, nature-wise, weather-wise, I just couldn't imagine living there. I knew that this place could be the base only for winter. And that was a problem for us. So in 2 short months after looking at things, figuring out my pregnancy and thinking and debating and talking, we decided that we would need to move. Dubai was very fun in games, and I felt like it was a great place to live from 25 until 30. Like your late 30s, I feel like it's the best place to live in the world. Like Dubai is a playground, and when you're still in this like transitional stage, you're not in your early 20s, so you're not crazy as before, but you're not in your 30s or 40s yet. I feel like this is a great time to live in Dubai, maybe until 35 max, until you really want to start a family. And you know what, a lot of people are actually starting family in Dubai, so I'm completely okay with that, and I'm completely okay with people really built in beautiful life there. I have beautiful friends staying there and actually giving birth to children now, which is great. And I would love to go back to Dubai with my daughter. However, I really want another base. And this last year, we've been working so hard, apart from everything that was happening on itself, with this timeline is crazy for me, but we've been building a new lifestyle, a new place to stay, a new place to live. And I'm finally ready to kind of wrap this whole thing up and tell what have we chosen for our family and what kind of values we're going to bring into our families. We kind of had only a few options when I would give birth. First option was obviously Dubai, because Aelia's birthday was in winter, so Dubai have had a perfect weather for that. However, she wouldn't get any other citizenship except Ukrainian one that we have. And side note, we haven't lived in Ukraine for over almost, I think, 10 years now, so it's not like we have anything to do with Ukraine anymore. So we didn't want to have, for her to have only Ukrainian citizenship. So after that, we were thinking and debating between US and Canada. And saying that, I must admit, during my whole life, because I was raised in Russia and Ukraine, I thought that the best place to give birth is Miami and to give your kid an American citizenship. And I have believed that for my whole life, until I started meeting way more people from US abroad, especially people who really wanted to live this freedom kind of lifestyle, be location independent, and many of them really struggled with taxes in question with their citizenship. A lot of them did business outside of US, or well, in the US, or it was online kind of product, digital kind of product, and they had to pay taxes everywhere. And we started debating whether it's worth it or not. We have had a chance to also give birth in Canada. That means she would be a Canadian citizen, or in any, let's say, Central America or South America countries where she would have the citizenship of those countries as well. We talked about all of the pros and cons, and at the end of the day, we decided to give birth in Canada, and to make our daughter a Canadian citizen, and to try this country for ourselves as well. So yeah, we were discussing a lot of things, work-wise, business-wise, taxes-wise, everything for the future. And we always had this what ifs. What if we would want to move out to Europe? What if we would want to go back to Dubai again? What if, political, economical things happen in the world? What kind of impact her American or Canadian passport would have on her and on our family as a place of residence, potentially. And so based on that, we have picked Canada. I can get into more depths of that video. If you want, I would film another video about why we prefer Canadian passport for our kid, except not the American passport, not the US passport. I know this discussion can open a door to hell, because even on Instagram, I have had so many hateful messages from both sides, mostly from American side, saying that I'm completely wrong. And then at the same time, a lot of Americans living abroad said that I'm straight to the point. So I believe, depending on your situation, where you live, and how do you handle your taxes, and what kind of business structure you're in, that really depends. But yeah, I can get into more depth of it if you'd like, and to film another video about it, comparing a Canadian American passport for a kid. Actually, traveling now more, and also traveling around Americas, I have met American citizens who have actually went to Canada to give their child a Canadian citizenship, which is completely crazy to me, because I grew up with very strong belief, that there is nothing better than American passport. Growing up, getting into my 30s, I see the world different now, and being a mother now, looking back at that decision and being more calm and content about who I am as a mother, I feel like we made the right decision of not giving our daughter an American passport. And then came another choice. Should we go back, or should we go to Europe, or should we stay in Canada? And you know what? The first year with a kid was crazy, extremely difficult, probably the hardest year of my life on a physical level, because the sleep deprivation just hits you so hard. You cannot function properly, you cannot create, you cannot work as you've been working before. You're a completely different person. You're not even a person. You're more of a, pregnancy childbirth and the first year of life of your cub gets you into a position of almost an animal, and you understand how physically exhausting it is to have a kid. Even when you have all the help in the world, it will be hard for everyone, every party involved. So yeah, that year was extremely difficult, and at that time we were in Canada. Aelia was 2 months old, and we decided that we would need to go to Europe and get some help from our parents. I really wanted to be closer to my mother. Our moms really wanted to, see our daughter. It was just like very weird kind of vibe and situation and movement that they really wanted to call us and help us in some sort of way with a kid. But you know what, when you sleep deprived and you have this little newborn that you don't know what you're doing with, and they are calling and suggesting something, it's even more irritating, and instead of helping, it even takes you away from being on track and being more content and being more confident about what you're doing. So we decided that we will go to Europe for some time just to see our parents so they could see Aelia, our daughter. And we thought that it's going to be a quick, short little trip. And turned out, because Aelia was sleeping so badly after, I would say, 4 to 5 months, when we were thinking to go back to Canada and start working and building a new life, and our daughter was sleeping so badly, we were so sleep deprived that we didn't have, I think, moral capacity and energy just to make this decision. But one of the lessons of this past year is, if you're not making a decision, it's also a decision. Indecisiveness is a decision. Indecisiveness is a decision that you're investing your time, money, energy, resources into. This indecisiveness, this is something that you actually decide. Your current position that you're living in right now, this is what you have decided to cater to invest your time and energy into. So eventually, after living in Europe, living in Paris, having the best time of our life in 7th beautiful, perfect 7th district, the most perfect place in the world, in my opinion, we have decided that it's time to move on, especially because winter came and we felt like France and Paris overall would be another place where we wouldn't be able to become citizens in a short time. We would need to learn language. We would not be able to legally do things easily and progress faster. And we would never be a part of this society completely because, we are not French. Again, we don't speak French, and we didn't want to be in the position where on the playground, our kid cannot speak to anybody there. Now, thinking about this, I feel like we could have done this decision earlier to move back to North America because, frankly speaking, we were staying in Europe simply because we were still debating if we should go back to Dubai. And my husband did go to Dubai for a few business-related meetings. However, we didn't feel it. Honestly, we kind of wanted to give Dubai another shot. Maybe that was on the back of our head. We never said proper no or proper goodbye to the city, and we never said proper yes to another place. So we were somewhere in between in our decision, and with physical exhaustion of being first-time parents, and with the responsibility that we have now, because we have a daughter, that even made this decision even more difficult. Also, something else happened. So while we were in Europe, I saw my father for the last time in my life. And after this meeting, he passed away due to cancer, unfortunately. Only, I think that was 2 or 3 weeks after. Emotionally, it was difficult for me to process. So yeah, 30s hit me really difficult because my father was sick when I was 29. He was battling cancer. I was pregnant with my daughter. I had to make a life-changing decision of leave the place of my residence to another part of the world and be also even more further away from my family at this time. And at the same time, just next year, without having time to figure out everything that I wanted to figure out, this crossing from 29 until 30, my daughter was born, which was a blessing, which was beautiful. My father was able to see her, but at the point when he was able to see her, he was extremely sick. He was less than 1 month of passing away, and that was also around it was around time of my birthday, actually. My first year of being 30 was pretty crazy, I must admit. So it started with losing my father, losing a place where I used to live, work and create, saying bye to my parents in some way, going more further away, saying goodbye to my friends in Dubai, who has been just like a sunlight of my life. Looking back, I'm thinking, why didn't I make all these decisions? Why we as a family made all these decisions? Now I know that the future would be holding all of the best things for you, and the time heals a lot of things. Yeah, long story short, this cross from being 29 to 30 hit me really hard. I really grew up in a lot of ways. I lost my father, so I became, I only have my mother now, and I'm a mother myself. So the level of my responsibility is way bigger. Me and my husband, this is what our daughter can rely, who she can rely on. Our parents live far away. My mom lives far away now. She's a single, lonely woman, and I kind of need to figure that out as well. I don't want her to be lonely when she's older. So all of these questions come to me as I'm getting into 30s, and they come all at once. So I had no time, energy, and emotional capacity to even tell to myself what really was happening, and I didn't have time to slow down because Aelia was growing every single day, and she needed our attention, she needed our time, she needed us. So we had to work, be very responsible, be adults. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but yeah, I'm feeling like an adult now. I'm feeling like an adulthood is really coming into my life, and I definitely have more responsibility because I choose to have. And one of the reasons why we moved out, because I felt like Dubai is an irresponsible choice for me as a mother, as a woman, as a Christian as well. And I felt like I really need multiple bases for my life, for my family, for our lifestyle. We really cannot choose just one place where we live 365 days a year. And we have been trying to find this place, and maybe that was wrong. Maybe that was wrong because there's no place in the world that would be as good as you can like stay 365 days in a year. But at the same time, what we've built and what we've kind of trying to envision for our family is having 3 bases. One in North America, in the city where you can build a business, make connections, networking. Also, English is our 3rd language, but other than that, we don't speak French or Spanish. So I feel like we definitely need English-speaking country, which we don't have many to choose from. So that's option number 1. Second place where we want to stay is we would want some kind of iconic historical city in Europe with lots of museums, culture, where you can get culturally upgraded and elevated. Especially I wanted for the time when Elia gets a bit older, maybe when she's 3 to 5 years old and she starts noticing things more and understanding things more, I really want her to see the aesthetic, the culture, art, architecture of Europe. So for that, we have chosen Paris as our European base, and it's one of my favorite cities in the world, probably my favorite city in the world. So I think this is the place where we could stay a few months a year. Another place in North America that we're looking for now, and we are debating between a few places, is a North American city where you can work, network, make everything legal-wise, business-wise, taxes-wise. So yeah, we're looking for a place like this, and it's gonna be probably our like main base, probably a place where we would stay 6 months a year or longer. And in that case, it would make us permanent residents. And if we're permanent residents in a place like, let's say, Vancouver, where we are now, we would need to pay taxes based on that residency place. So that's a very important decision, a very important financial decision for us. And the third place that we would want to choose would be somewhere in Caribbean, and we want to explore different spots. This year we have explored Riviera Maya, we've been in Tulum, we've been in Playa del Carmen, and we liked it. It's a good place. It's very easy visa-wise as well. However, we really want to see Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, like Santa Lucia and other islands here in Caribbean. So there are many options. So I think every year we will try to explore 2, maximum 3 during the winters in Canada and see how it's gonna go. But for now, that is kind of the lifestyle that we're aiming for. And this lifestyle has actually existed for many, many years. Back, let's say 100, 150 years ago, that was a popular transatlantic lifestyle. This is what it used to be called. It used to be called a transatlantic lifestyle. And this is the lifestyle that our family have decided to live now. So it's basically you're crossing Atlantic all the time for historical cities in Europe, busy business-wise business cities of North America, and you're spending some of your winter months or vacations in Caribbean. So this is the lifestyle that we're aiming for now and that we're looking at in the nearest future. So saying that now, I must probably reply to the most important question, and the most asked question on my Instagram is, are you living in Canada now? Where are you living, guys, now? Where is your base now? I feel like for now, we're exploring Canada to actually make it into our base. So I'm not saying 100% yes to any particular city in Canada, but do we explore Canada as a country? Yes, but we want to see more places, because Toronto, even though I cannot say anything bad about the city, I cannot say anything particularly good about the city. We've only been there for winter months, for 4 months. And I feel like we need to explore more. We need to give more chances to every single place in Canada. So we will be exploring Montreal. Now we're in Vancouver. We love it so much, especially after Caribbean heat. We'll be exploring Toronto just because, honestly, business-wise and connection-wise in terms of flights, this is the best. But culture-wise, it's a bit lacking. So, yeah, we're still in this transition stage. We are getting there now. We have already figured out a few places in the world that we want to spend more time in. We'll be back to Dubai, yes, I think for sure, but for shorter kind of vacations, I definitely want Ayala to see this beautiful place, and we still have a lot of friends staying there. So this is honestly my biggest concern, is I want to see my friends, and they're all giving birth, and I need to go and see those babies now. And I need to introduce Elia to everybody. I assume this video has been all over the place. I just wanted to give you a little update and kind of wrap everything up and to just breathe in, breathe out. So if you are new to this channel, hi and welcome, and I hope you liked having a little chit chat with me. If you have any questions, anything about our transatlantic capitalist nomad lifestyle, make sure to type them below or message me on Instagram. I'm going to be making more of those YouTube videos. I aim to make a YouTube video every single week at least. A lot of them will be talkative videos just to begin with, but then I think we're going to transition more into vlogs and lifestyle, or I'm going to make a mix, simply because now I'm just figuring out my way into this platform. But I honestly have so much to share about our life, and everything that I've said here, this just happened during the last year and a half, and I believe my life living in 5 or 6 different countries for the last 8 years has been a very interesting journey that I have so much to share about, and so much that I have learned from, and I can share with everyone. So yeah, if you guys love this video, click a thumbs up and comment below, and I will make sure to make more videos like that, more lifestyle videos, more talkative videos, or I'm gonna mix them up with our vlogs and everything that we're doing apart from just sitting down and talking to you. Thank you so much for watching, and bye!